Today I'm going to do one more video on the Gundams that I own. In this case, it is the Gundam Metal Robot Spirits Impulse Gundam right here. So I did a lot of research. I used to have a whole spreadsheet on the different Gundams that were currently available because there are a massive amount of Gundams. And I believe that they are all produced by Bandai. So Bandai has the ownership of the anime and the toys, or the figures. So they are certainly invested in it, and they come out with a lot. In this case, in the research that I did, I determined that there were a variety of different kind of series or subtypes of Gundam. First, you have probably the premier one, is the metal build. These come in about 7 to 8 inches in height, and you could see that there is a massive disparity in height between these two figures. This one here, so this is of their Metal Robot Spirits line, and this one is about 5.5 inches. And the Metal Robot Spirits include some die cast, so you can see in here that's die cast, and there's die cast in here. So it's a combination of plastics and die cast. I'm trying to look some stuff up, so I'm sorry. Then we have the figuration metal composite figures. Let me see if I can. All right, so the figure eight. Oh, shoot. Let's see. So metal build on here currently on Big Bad Toys, there's 8 of them. And you could see they're quite expensive. So they range from $254 up to $570. And almost all of these are way higher than what their MSRP in Japan is when you do a conversion. Once you start getting down to the more inexpensive line, so here's the Metal Robot Spirits. Now that's got, was it 12 different figures? And you could see that they are a bit less expensive, so between $129 and $293. And they pretty much all are on the smaller end. So it's really hard to tell from looking at the pictures, but this is a 5.5 inch, and this is a 5.5 inch. So when I bought this, I was just kind of giving it a try. I purchased these figures to put on a shelf. And this is probably the first and last one I'm going to buy. Even though they give more of a selection, they're cheaper. But $159 or $160 is not cheap. That's a lot for a figure that, in my opinion, does look kind of like a toy. Now, if I was just buying, say, the Metal Robot Spirits figures and had them all on the shelf, they'd probably look fine if they're all the same size. But it looks like a toy compared to, but you'd have to be pretty rich if you're going to buy this figure and treat it as a toy, and particularly with all of these fins sticking off and stuff, there's potential for damage. And I think a kid, I don't even think it would be a matter of if they damage it, it's how long would it take for them to damage it. There's a lot of movement on here, there's a lot of stuff, and there's tons of accessories with these figures. So there's a lot of stuff to explore on here. The painting is nice, and of course if a child is handling this, the painting will start, I'm sure it will start to wear away eventually. Let's see. So then we have the let me see if I can get the fixed figuration. Okay, so here's fixed figuration, and I really don't necessarily know what the difference is between that and, say, a metal build. there is a kind of a lack of consistency. So I don't know that these are maybe on average a little cheaper. I guess these are on average a little cheaper than the metal build. Um, this one is tremendously overpriced. Uh, so 224. I found it much cheaper on Amazon. Um, then we have, let's see, the other line, which is the Robot Spirits. And this one has 59 total. So you could see that at the top, we have a very expensive one. This would be right there in line with the metal build. And this is also, yeah, I don't know why this is because mostly the Robot Spirits are entirely plastic. Makes them cheaper, but in this case it's ABS die-cast and pretty big size, 7.41. So I'm not sure why this is a Robot Spirits figure. And then the prices can drop quite a bit. There's the one I got. Oh, this is the metal. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm confused because for some reason some of the metal builds are in here. Robot Spirits. Robot Spirits. I don't even seem to be able to filter to just the Robot Spirits, but a lot of the Robot Spirits figures, it seems to be getting Robot Spirits and metal Robot Spirits. So if I go in, okay, so we have to scroll down a bit before we get to just the Robot Spirits. These are all metal Robot Spirits, so they're filtering. Seems to have a flaw. So, 9 point. Oh, okay. Well, it's quite tall. 9.84 is not a small figure. Metal Robot Spirits. 5.12. A lot of the Robot Spirits that I've seen are below 5 inches. So here's one that's sold out. And so this is 4.9 inches. So you take this and you knock off over half an inch. So it was an interesting experiment to see. Sometimes I try out a line and say it's just not for me. And I think $160. It's hard to say because it is a nice figure. The painting is gorgeous. It does have die cast. I just don't think it looks impressive on a shelf. And for $160, this one it was more in the $300 range, so nearly twice as much, but it looks much better. But it really depends on what you want, and if you want a larger collection, then the metal spirits or the Robot Spirits might be the way to go because a lot of them are cheaper, and you get a wider selection of figures. I've collect a lot besides Gundam, so I'm kind of choosy in what I get because I've only got I think 4 total figures Gundam and a few on the way. So this is the Metal Robot Spirits line, one of an example of one. Okay.